This is just too rich. Did you see where Hillary Clinton has tweeted, this went out yesterday, to every survivor of sexual assault, you have the right to be heard. You have the right to be believed. We're with you. Are you kidding me? Hillary Clinton tweeting to every survival of sexual assault, they have the right to be believed. They have the right to be heard. You remember when she and James Carville and the rest of the bimbo eruption team in the Clinton White House, even the Clinton campaign, you remember what they did to women who rose up, came forward and said that Bill Clinton had either assaulted them or that they had affairs with him? The case of Paula Jones, Carville's out there running around saying, what is what you get when you drag a dollar bill through a trailer court? I mean, basically accusing these women of being bimbos and trailer trash. I think the phrase was, drag a $100 bill through a trailer park comes to mind. No matter what, hey, you're going to get out there, you're going to find all kinds of trailer trash. All they're going to take a $1 bill. See? Paula Jones right over there. And today we've got Mrs. Clinton. This is what is called hubris. And I understand the technique. I know exactly what she's doing. She also tweeted, rape is a crime wherever it happens. I wonder if Juanita Broaddrick has seen that comment from Hillary today. Juanita Broaddrick is one of those stories the millennials don't know about the Clintons, and probably they'll never be told by the drive-by media about Juanita Broaddrick. But if you are a millennial, Miss America pageant contestant, for example, that are in the audience and you don't know who Juanita Broaddrick is, she accused Bill Clinton of rape way back when in the, late 80s, early 90s. Mid-90s, I forget the exact year. And NBC actually interviewed her and did a story on it. And what she said was that after the rape, when Clinton's on his way out of the trailer, wherever it happened, I don't know, he said he looked at her and said, hey, you know, babe, you better put some ice on that lip. You got a little bleeding going on there. Hey, see you later. And he's out the door. So here comes Hillary Clinton now. And the reason this is happening because she's losing white women in droves. Is exactly what we told you yesterday. Here's Andrea Mitchell on the Today Show today. Just a portion of her report on Hillary bleeding white women.
Hillary Clinton is reaching out to that group that she'd always counted on, white women voters, who are now abandoning her in droves during the last 2 months.
Now, remember, this is in the ABC News Washington Post poll that ABC buried. They did not report these numbers. That's why NBC and CBS are. And now that's right. Sluts and nuts is what Hillary and company called those who were sexually assaulted by Bill. That's what came out of the war room. That was the nomenclature used to describe the bimbos. How about the term bimbo eruption? They came up with that. I mean, that was, and there was a woman named Betsy Wright in the Clinton White House in the campaign who actually ran the bimbo eruptions unit, but it was Hillary who had the idea, and it was Hillary who offered the political advice on how to deal with these women. The idea that she didn't know about it, any of it, that she was righteously indignant or offended has always been a joke. Now, Hillary's banking on the fact that the drive-bys are not going to recount this history, and therefore the millennials aren't going to know about it. She's going to just realize that the only people probably talking about it will be the people that did way back when, and that was us in talk radio. So apparently what she's bleeding white women, the numbers, she's lost 20% of the white female vote. 60 to 40% just in the past 2 months. Meanwhile, Bernie Sanders is just steamrolling along out there, and he's attracting all the buzz. He's got all the energy and all the momentum, and Mrs. Clinton is sitting there just like a lug. And they're trying to do anything to inject some energy into this dormant campaign, which is actually predicated on a coronation and an automatic, a fait accompli, rather than something she should actually have to earn. Because in the Clinton world, she already has earned it. She's earned it countless times, sacrificing her own life and future in marrying Bill and going to Arkansas and having to put up with all of that. I mean, having to live in Arkansas is bad enough, but then when your husband's running around with all the bimbos, and then he's only making $25,000 as governor, you have to go to the Rose Law Firm, and you have to make strange cattle deals with Robert Red Bone. You have to find ways to turn $10,000 into $100,000 by reading the Wall Street Journal. Then you have to pull down $100-some-odd grand in salary from the Rose Law Firm. Then you hide documents at the Rose Law Firm that don't show up in the White House map room for years. I mean, she put in a lot of heavy duty here. So in her mind, in her campaign's mind, she's already earned it. She doesn't have to campaign. And that's what caught her up short in 2008. So anyway, the elephant in the room is Bill Clinton. You can imagine Hillary and Huma Weiner sitting around contemplating the future, and they're probably honest with themselves. And they're saying the elephant in the room is her husband, Bill Clinton. He has a past that cannot be forgotten and won't be. He has a past that cannot be swept away. So how to deal with it? How to deal with it is to just act like it never happened, like all of it was a bunch of lies put forth by the vast right-wing conspiracy, exactly what she did with Matt Lauer on the Today Show. After the Lewinsky blue dress was found, the famous semen stain, the fact that Clinton had then been exposed as a liar, there she is on the Today Show saying, there's a vast right-wing conspiracy out to get my husband. And then it was part of the way they tried to tarnish Ken Starr. And, of course, Matt Lauer and the Today Show people didn't act incredulous at all. Oh, really? Is that what it is? Okay, cool. And then they followed the lead that Hillary gave them and started trying to find every example of extremism from some mysterious vast right-wing conspiracy that was responsible for Monica Lewinsky being in the White House. And then responsible for Monica Lewinsky delivering a pizza to the Oval Office. And somehow the vast right-wing conspiracy was responsible for everybody in the room at the time being shooed out of there so that the only two people remaining were Bill Lewinsky, the pizza, and a cigar. The vast right-wing conspiracy did all that. So this is just a rehash. The way to deal with the elephant in the room is to act like it isn't there. To act like there is no hypocrisy or irony here at all. Hillary is having trouble with women in the left-wing version of the female world. Remember, they're all raped. They're all accosted. They're all put upon by predatory men. Left-wing politics is that women are nothing but innocent victims constantly being oppressed, assaulted sexually and otherwise. So Hillary's coming up and trying to recognize and have these other women recognize that she knows the trials and tribulations of their lives. And the fact that in her past, she led a movement to destroy the very same kind of women she is now attempting to secure support from. In the case of Kathleen Willey, in the case of Monica Lewinsky, in the case of Juanita Broaddrick, in the case of Paula Jones, and there's a long list of them, every one of those women, the Clinton campaign tried to destroy personally. Insulting their reputations, calling them liars, trailer park trash. So when you have that in your past and on your record, I'm sure in the Clinton world you come out and you propose policies that simply ignore all of that, as though it didn't happen. It's not there. It isn't real. It's made up by the vast right-wing conspiracy. It's all lies. And I, Hillary Clinton, actually do support women, and I understand their plight as American females to be constantly assaulted, constantly stigmatized, be stared at up and down by would-be muggers and so forth. It's a hellish existence to be a guys might give you the wolf whistle as you walk by. I mean, any number of horrible, rotten things. One of them might even want to kiss you here and there at a bar. That could just be so demeaning. And Hillary wants to build a bond of understanding relatability. Forget the emails. Forget everything else. Here is one statement that should be enough. In the real world, this should undo the campaign. This is Monday. That would be yesterday. In Cedar Falls, Iowa. She said this about women who make claims about sexual assault.
I think that when someone makes the claim, they come forward, they should be believed, And that is what starts the process. And then there is a determination as to what, if anything, should be done about the claim that was made.
Right now, what I got to show you, you take this dollar bill and you drag this dollar bill, you drag it to a trailer park out there. You never know what you're going to come up with. I can give you a goddamn idea right there. There's Paula Jones. See that picture right there? You drag a trailer park out there, and that's exactly what you're going to get. Paula Jones, you're going to get Kathleen Willey, $1 through a trailer park. Mrs. Clinton says, I think that when someone makes the claim, they come forward, they should be believed, and that is what starts the process. This is the woman. Again, for you millennial babes unaware, don't doubt me, Hillary Clinton led the effort to destroy such women when her husband was campaigning for the presidency and was in the White House. And it continues to this day. I mean, look at the guy's not actually keeping it in his pants, and he hasn't since they left the White House. And it's the same procedure today. It's brazen. I know it's brazen, but this is what the Clintons do. They attack this head on by saying it's just not there. Doesn't exist. All this stuff is made up. Now she's got an ad. They have an ad, and it's on her website and a YouTube channel entitled Hillary's Message to Survivors of Sexual Assault.
I want to send a message to every survivor of sexual assault. Don't let anyone silence your voice. You have a right to be heard, and you have a right to be believed. We're with you.
Now, what's going on here, folks? I mean, this is so brazen. This is so... I mean, this is... I don't know, but it seems to me we could be looking at a Clinton trap here, such as in they might just be trying to sucker someone into attacking her on Clinton's womanizing or something, because this is just... It's brazen. It's beyond brazen. A message to every survivor of sexual assault. Don't let anyone silence your voice. Anybody heard Monica Lewinsky? I mean, her life pretty much destroyed by Bill Clinton. And all the other, Kathleen Willey. I mean, the list is fairly long. Here is Juanita Broaddrick, by the way. This is Dateline NBC from February 24th, 1999. Lisa Myers interviewing Juanita Broaddrick as a former nursing home administrator about her allegation that President Bill Clinton had raped her years earlier. Lisa Myers asks, had you that morning or any other time given Bill Clinton any reason to believe you might be receptive? After Broaddrick says no, none whatsoever, Lisa Myers follows up and asks, well, then what happened?
Then he tries to kiss me again. And the second time he tries to kiss me, he starts biting on my lip. Just a minute. He starts to bite on my top lip, and I try to pull away from him. And then he forces me down on the bed. And I just was very frightened. And I tried to get away from him, and I told him no. I didn't want this to happen. But he wouldn't listen.
She went on to assert that as he left his way to the door, he turned and looked at her and said, hey, you might want to put some ice on that lip. All right, take care. See you later. She's just one of many that this is what's out there. It hasn't been, fully refuted. It's only sort of been mostly ignored. Anyway, it's out there, while Hillary is claiming to stand up for exactly this kind of woman. But if you've been affected, impacted, treated, assaulted by Bill Clinton, and you come forward, the Clinton team will destroy you. They do not want you to be believed.